Hi, I'm Dan Aubuchon, and welcome back to the Joy of Tennis Teaching. Well, I'd like to congratulate Paul Newman on joining me as picking the men's winner of the Australian Open. And nobody, unfortunately, picked the ladies' winner, which I want to comment a bit more on the state of women's tennis at the end of this video. But the men's tennis had such brilliant matches. But what I'm worried about with men's tennis is the game is becoming so physical, and the Australian Open and all the majors with 3 out of 5 sets. I just think it's hard for the human body to compete at the physical level players are playing today for 4 and 5 hours without injuries happening. So I love 3 out of 5 in the matches. I think that's the truest test of tennis. The better player almost always wins in a 3 out of 5 set match. But I just don't know what's going to happen with the strain it's putting on the men's bodies. Now, women's tennis, I feel, is in a terrible state right now. And some people think I'm anti-women's tennis. I've coached on the women's tour. I've coached junior champions, national champions. I've coached female players. I love tennis when it's well played. But right now, women's tennis is not being well played. And I blame you, the coaches. Because what happens with the female tennis players is when they're young, they don't really need a serve to win. Same thing happens with little boys until they're about 14 or 15. And then they grow and they get stronger and the serves become a weapon. So it's important that boys learn how to serve when they're young players, because they are not going to be able to win without a decent serve. Women players can win throughout all the way to their late juniors and even into the pros up to a certain level. And right now, there's so few women who understand and serve well. And I blame it on the coaches. So for you coaches, when you're coaching juniors who have both the skill and the dream of becoming professional players, teach them the whole game. Teach them things that they're going to need in the future, even if they don't need them to win right now at their younger ages. I coached a girl from Texas, Elizabeth Begley, who is now, I believe, coaching the assistant coach for the women's team at USC. And Elizabeth was really a great junior, but she was very, very small girl. And at age 10, we worked very hard on giving her a beautiful serve motion. And her mother, who was a good player and a teacher at the time, said to me, well, yeah, but she's not hitting it with any speed. Well, Elizabeth was 3 feet tall and weighed like 50 pounds at the most. I said, don't worry about it. If she develops this motion and this skill later on, she'll have one of the best serves in women's tennis, which became true. She was the most outstanding player at a Big 12 tournament while playing for the University of Texas, competed a little bit on the Pro Tour, but when she was 19 or 20, she came back to the desert and we went to work out, and I literally could not get a racket on any of her serves. She could ace me anytime she wanted. Her service motion was so pure and so good. But we started when she was age 10. So don't be afraid to teach little girls how to throw. Don't be afraid to teach little girls how to serve properly. And then maybe when they get to the tour, we'll see more Elena Rybakina, who's one of the few women who has a real reliable serve. And less disasters out there, less double faults, less misunderstanding. At the tour level, I don't think anybody's helping their players on the serve very well. And if any of you know Coco Gauff, I would give anything to be able to talk to Coco and her family. I think I could really help her serve. And it just was so upsetting to watch her lose 1 and 2 in less than an hour, because it's gotten into her head, and it doesn't need to be like that. So the Australian Open was a lot of fun, brilliant match. I stayed up from 12:30 till 4:30 watching every minute of the men's finals with Carlos Alcaraz versus Novak. And I've not always been the biggest fan of Novak, but he played brilliantly. And afterwards, in the final speeches, I think Novak did more to help his image and gain more fans than almost any other time I've ever seen him. So hang on out there, go out, enjoy tennis, and we'll see you coming up at the BNP in March.